The HELPS is a brief screening device for brain injury. This tool is designed to be used by professionals whose primary field of practice is other than brain injury. The HELPS can be used with anyone who is accessing housing or shelter services. Screening for brain injury is important within housing services. Recognizing a history of brain injury can help connect someone to the right resources and support the housing process. The HELPS asks if the person has ever hit their head, been seen in an emergency room, lost consciousness, had problems after the hit to the head, and any other significant sickness. Using the HELPS can identify if someone has a history of brain injury that may be impacting their daily life, and identify if they need or qualify for additional services and resources. You can download the HELPS form from the HB 101 website. Ask the questions on the form as they are written, and record anytime the person answers yes to a question. Next, you will watch a video demonstration of someone using the HELPS to gather a history of brain injury.
Well, thank you for meeting with me today. I really appreciate you coming in. I have just a few questions for you this morning. I'm going to ask you a few things about any injuries that you might have had to your head. It's about 5-ish questions long. Is that okay? Okay. I'm going to ask you the questions. If there's anything that you want to skip or that you don't feel comfortable answering, just let me know and we can do that. Okay. All right. So my first question for you is if you have ever hit your head or if you have ever been hit on the head.
When I was like 9, I was in a bike accident. Flipped over the handlebars and hit my head and was knocked out.
Okay. Were you ever seen in the emergency room by a doctor or in the hospital?
Not the bike accident, but there was a time I was drinking, and I guess I fell like in the street or on the sidewalk, and somebody found me and called 911, and then the ambulance took me to the hospital.
Okay, so after you had the bike accident, you didn't go to the hospital, but you have another time that you went after you were drinking and potentially fell.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Any other times that you were in the hospital or in the emergency room?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. For either of those times with the bike accident, you said you were out for a couple of hours, so you lost consciousness?
Yeah, I lost consciousness for a while. I think it was a couple hours. I don't really remember it. And then the drinking one, I woke up at the hospital. I don't know how long I was like in the street. I just know I had like a bump on my head and my face was kind of scrunched up or cut up from falling on the ground.
Okay. So you don't really remember that time, but you woke up in the hospital, so there was a period of time where you were out from when you fell to when you were in the hospital. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So after you had the bike accident, did you have any problems after you had that hit to the head?
I mean, I was still in grade school and I couldn't like pay attention in class very well. That was for like anything like reading or stuff like that. And then at home, like if I had chores to do, I'd forget to do them a lot unless I had like a note on the bedroom door so that I could be reminded. And that frustrated my parents a lot. And even that like continues today with like after the other fall. I don't remember to do everything. I miss appointments sometimes. And if I'm drinking, it's really bad. Like I can't focus on reading or following instructions, and it's just a mess.
So when you say when you're drinking, like when you're actively drinking alcohol, or you just mean like if you're having a period of time where you're drinking, then you notice that even when you're not drinking, you have a hard time remembering?
Both. It's not as bad when I'm not actively drinking. If I'm actively drinking, it's really bad.
Okay. Did you have any problems with like focusing and concentrating in school before the bike accident, or was that new?
No, that was new. I wasn't a good student, but I did okay. But it just went downhill after that accident. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And then right now you said your memory is still not great?
No, like I said, if I don't have like a reminder or like something like somebody to like tell me to do something, it's, you know, a coin flip if I'm gonna remember at best.
Okay. Do you have any other significant sickness or illness?
I got diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
which, you know, it adds to making me tired if I'm not eating well. Doctor says it's blood sugar, probably.
Okay.
So, you know, that's an issue too.
Have you ever had to go to the hospital for your diabetes?
No.
Okay. That was all of my questions. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Once you have completed the interview, score 1 point for each question the person answered yes. In the video example, the person interviewed scored 5 as they answered yes to every question. If the person answers yes to at least one question on the helps, you should refer them to the Minnesota Brain Injury Alliance. They can determine additional resources the person may be able to access. You can also use the Brain Injury Resource and Tools for People Experiencing Housing Insecurity handout located on the HB 101 website for next steps and additional referrals. If you have any questions or need help to support someone with a brain injury, you can reach out to the Minnesota Brain Injury Alliance at www.braininjurymn.org. Thank you for watching this video and learning more to support people with brain injury.